What's happening, everybody? Sorry. I was eating chips right before this. What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's up, Vaughn? Almost halftime. Hey, what's happening? Ellen in the building. Vaughn in the building. I don't like us giving this team anything, man. I really, really don't. I don't care if it's like just a little 6. I don't want to give them nothing. I don't know how y'all feel about that. Y'all on the same accord where it's like, I don't care if it's a garbage touchdown. I don't want to give them nothing. Wasn't ready for it. Let's go get a pick. Kiko almost had that. Sorry, y'all. That was probably insanely loud. I apologize. I do apologize for the loudness. I must have water. I don't want to give them nothing. I wanted that pick right there too. Great job by Kiko though, in space. Come on. 7 seconds. One more stop, right? Let's get a turnover here. That'd be nice. In the half with a turnover or a sack. Let's get a turnover or a sack going. 24-0 so far. Definitely happy with what I've seen so far. It hasn't been perfect, I will say that. By no stretch of the imagination has it been perfect. But I will say there are elements that I've seen that I like, but there's just a couple things that I'm like, we got to clean that up. Nothing major, nothing huge. It's not like I've seen anything that made me go like, it's just there's some crossing T's and dotting I's that I think we need to do a little bit. But man, I love what I've seen from the offensive line today. I mean, I think we're always we're at a point where every week we're kind of praising the offensive line, but it's warranted, especially Matt Lee and Cohen in the middle. Hey, first guest joining me on the Chalupa and Friends halftime live stream from 305 Sports Now, my guy Will. What's up, Brody?
Hey, what's up, Chalupa? How's it going? CB, I'm so happy to be on here, man. My first time with Chalupa and Friends.
It'll be going just a little bit better if we get a turnover. It'd be nice to get a turnover here, right? Just to end the half on a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, absolutely though. Even though like it's been a good game. I mean, Temple has moved the ball a little bit. You know, they had two big gains, but I also think one of the reasons why is because I think the weather. I'm not trying to sound like an A&M fan, but the weather has played a role. They have slipped, a couple times. Corey though did miscalculate that first big gain, by Temple. He basically didn't get there in time, and 45-yard gain, but he made it up with the interception. So I think that's a good thing for the team.
There, sometimes he he infuriates me sometimes. I'll just say that. There are times when I just want a little bit more from him. See, I didn't want to give them anything.
Yeah, they just scored. I just saw that.
I know it's just one, but I didn't see, because now they're believing. I don't want belief. I didn't want to see any of this.
Yeah, I think though we're gonna see some halftime adjustments, and we're gonna see some more dialed up blitz schemes against Temple, because they're really not running on us. The running game has been completely shut down, unless my stats have been updated. Temple.
No, it looks like we've been stuffing the run.
Yeah, it's two. They're only at 2 yards for the whole entire game. Let me see it in white, because I'm watching it on on my phone, and sometimes the stats don't update enough. So let me go to Temple quickly. Yeah, it's 2 yards.
2 rushing yards.
Yeah, just 2 rushing yards. So I mean, they really haven't done much, but EJ Morna does look a bit better. He's averaging 8 yards per reception, and 185 yards. He got that 1 pick, so he's moving the ball a little bit. But like I said, I think the weather just played a bit somewhat of a role, especially in the second one, where they had that big gain where the defender slipped, on that one.
What I have liked that I've seen is, like you said, stuff in the run. When we came into this game, me and Donna were looking at it this morning, and they have 3, maybe 4 running backs that have been averaging over 4 yards a carry so far this year. So 2.5, 0.7 for Smith. What EJ's done is kind of what he's done though, because he's averaged like 6.4 per attempt this year. So a little bit extra. I would like to see a little bit more pressure. We got to see that though in those last 2 drives. Bain getting the pressure, Taylor getting the pressure. I've liked what I've seen. It's just like little things, small things, like we're losing some focus. And before I continue, our third guest, the famous, the worldwide known, the hoops expert, 1/3 of the Avengers, Hoodie Girl in the building.
Got the hood up today too.
How are we feeling about the first half?
The hair today, so keep the hood on.
How are we feeling about the first half?
I'm all right. I hate that we gave up points at the end there, but whatever.
Oh, me
EJ
too.
Warner got
That
popped
was bothering me.
on that last play. And that refereeing the passer call was weak.
I just don't like the small mistakes we've made though. That they're small. Like they bailed us out on it, but we kind of broke a coverage there where it looks like Daryl Porter maybe had his eyes in the backfield a little bit too much, and they snuck behind us. Now EJ overthrew the ball due to some pressure, but it's like a couple little things I've seen.
There's little things we always gotta fix. But I want to know, CB, what's your snacks like? Because I've got a snack here that I want to
discuss. I have crazy snacks today. All right. So I have like Doritos. Oh, are those Dunkaroos? That is awesome. So I have like Doritos beef jerky, which is a thing.
That sounds terrible.
Right? I have grape Sour Patch Kids.
That sounds better.
I have like a ridiculous amount of wrap snacks. These are like barbecue with ranch and honey. But yeah, Doritos, spicy, sweet chili, beef jerky. Joe would not approve of any Dunkaroos.
Oh my gosh.
If you grew up in the 90s, you know what these are. This is the after school snack of any 90s kid in America.
Absolutely.
Do they taste the same?
I don't know. I feel like they kind of cheap you on the icing, but that's just my opinion.
I feel like they
I opened one up the other day and it was totally missing like half of the container of icing, and I was very upset.
That never happened. I remember that happening.
I was like, what the freak? Anyway, but we're here to talk football, but I had to show off the snacks.
That is awesome. So
Ellen V, she calls me a Twitter bully, but out of love. That's her term of endearment for me.
Because you are sometimes.
Yeah.
What's been one thing that stood out for from both of y'all? We'll start with Will and go with Melissa next. What's one thing that stood out for you in the first half?
Offensively, the balance. All right, I like the way we're running the football. I think we're completely controlling the line of scrimmage. as well. Van Dijk has looked really good as well. That touch pass to Jacoby George was absolutely sweet. What I really enjoyed, CB, was the first touchdown when Kobe Young was a decoy, and because we're creatures of habit, the defensive back did not move at all, and Restrepo just snuck into the back of the end zone because he would have beat his man on 1-on-1. That was such a beautifully drawn up play by Shannon Dawson that I just found it so intriguing. I loved it. So that was one thing, but I like the balance that we have on offense. On defense, like I said, we've had some mishaps, in terms of the secondary. We are getting pressure, but we have been beaten on coverage a couple times. One due to a slip up, and the other one because of miscalculation by Takori Couch, which later made up for with the interception. But then again, that last drive, we just got beat, as well. So we need to clean that up. I want to see more pressure in the second half. I want to see more blitzing.
Yeah, same.
I want to see us get home a bit more on EJ Warner and not give him another point. That writer that decided that he was going to compare us and say that we're equal to them needs a little bit of a lesson in humility.
Yeah, insane. Absolutely insane. Hoodie Girl, what stood out for you so far?
I mean, the lack of holding calls against Temple's O-line. I mean, even when they were reviewing that play, whether it was a fumble or an incompletion, which I actually thought it was an incompletion. But I mean, you could see the holds. I think some of those big chunk plays that Temple got, we get home to the quarterback if their offensive line is not blatantly holding. But either way, we shouldn't be giving up those plays. There was one play where the defender slipped because it's a wet field. I'll give him that. Takori definitely made up for his missed play with that interception. But that catch by Colby Young for the touchdown, that was just insane. That's TVD having confidence in his receiver to go up and just get the ball. I mean, that's what basically what Jordan Travis does for FSU. He just throws it up to Wilson and Keon Coleman and expects him to catch it. Like, that's all. It's like over half of their throwing plays is just him throwing into coverage because his receivers make the play.
That's how we want to. That's how they want today.
You got a guy like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's how they want today.
Clemson was Clemsoning. I don't know what Garrett Riley was doing. He was channeling the Broyles Award.
The offensive play calling in that game from Clemson was driving me nuts.
It was
Which
terrible.
brings me to my next point, though. Shannon Dawson, you guys. The way he calls an offense with the rhythm and the way he schemes to get guys open. But what I love is when we're in the red zone or a money downs on third downs, like that's when I think Shannon Dawson is just in his bag.
I have one beef. With Shannon Dawson. Temple is reading our screen passes like crazy, and I don't get why we're still calling them. That is my only beef with Shannon Dawson, is that the screen is not working, and we've gone back to it a few times, and it's been for losses pretty much every single time.
Yeah, it's time to pump fake off that and run that wheel route.
Yeah,
it's you gotta go ahead and use that aggression. I want to see him get more involved in this offense. If I do have one gripe about personnel so far this year, is I didn't think we'd see that much on the field from just three receivers. I really thought by this game we'd see Harrell in there more, Ray in there more. I mean, we've seen really no Shamar Kirk so far. And really not a lot schemed up for the tight end.
The tight end is I agree with you. I think we haven't used the tight ends on our offense a bit, but I was talking to your mates over, and you heard, and they think, obviously it's just an opinion, and but I tend to agree with them. We may be saving some stuff for ACC play. That's where you might see, Shamar Kirk. That's where you might see a Tyler Harrell, because the competition is going to heat up in the next few weeks. And I think a guy that can stretch the field like Tyler Harrell and Shamar Kirk as well, may come into play, especially when there's really no film on them, for anyone to go by, at least in the ACC at the moment. So I think we may see Harrell and may see Kirk a bit more when the competition elevates itself, especially in conference play, than we're seeing today against a team like Temple, Bethune, or Miami of Ohio. But I will say this before anything else. Shannon Dawson's best, I think, in the second half when he makes adjustments, and I do think we will see a little bit more bombs away in the third and fourth quarter than we did see in the first and second.
Also, I don't think we've seen all of Guidry's schemes yet either.
No, definitely not.
No, I don't think so.
But I also think we're seeing what not having Cam on the field is doing. a couple of those big plays I don't think happened with Cam on the field. I think things change a little bit, and that's nothing against the guys that are playing, but Cam brings that veteran leadership and that skill to the field. And obviously I didn't expect him to play in this game. Of course, give him that bye week, let him heal up. But I definitely think we're missing him in some of those plays, and that touchdown at the end killed me.
We were on here for now. I know it's one, but I don't want to give them anything. Like I don't want to give them anything.
We better come out the half and score a touchdown.
Yeah, on fire. The tackling a little bit. We started to see some of that throw in the shoulder here and there. I would like to see guys wrap up. Like in games like this where we know, this is a take care of business game, I'd like to see the little things be on point. Like, yeah, we can still win by 30, but I don't want broken tackles. I want sound tackling. I want pressure. I want no penalties. I want to see the little things taken care of in games like this, because those are the things that will hurt you against Clemson, against Florida State, later in the season. So that's the kind of stuff that starts to bother me in these games. Like, yeah, we're winning, but it's like blown coverages here and there. Like, they may not have the talent to necessarily hurt us when we make a mistake like that. EJ overthrew that ball. Another quarterback probably stays in there an extra second, takes the hit.
That was 7.
And it's 7. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I want to see those kind of things get tightened up.
But that's why I think games like these are important. Everybody talks about, the cupcakes and the soft teams, and, it's an embarrassment. But I think that, in games against Miami, Ohio, Bethune, it's a good way to kind of figure out where you're making your mistakes, clean them up. And then when you take on a Florida State and you take on a Clemson, you're at your best, more so than, when you're still working out your kinks, in conference play. So I think that's why I think a game like this is important, which you just said. You're starting to see some guys throw that shoulder in. Guys are breaking tackles. That's something that, of course, are beast of coordinators and coaches that like, perfection are gonna talk about with their players, in halftime and even after the game as well.
Also, everyone talking about not seeing the tight end looks a lot. You got to remember, our best pass catching tight end has been injured in Elijah Arroyo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cam McCormick has been a beast for us blocking, but he's not your pass catching tight end.
Yeah.
I think when Elijah comes back, I think that's when you're gonna start to see a lot of plays drawn up for the tight end, because Arroyo is a beast. So
we're shocked though. We haven't seen Skinner yet though either.
There's something else going on there.
I thought he would have put on some more muscle, honestly.
There's probably a different conversation that needs to be had there that I don't know if any of us have enough information to have the Skinner conversation, because I think I can speak for most Canes fan when I say we just don't really know why he hasn't been involved.
Yeah.
In this offense, I would have thought Dawson would have had a lot of fun scheming him in the slot and getting him mismatches. We haven't
seen Riley Williams more than
we've seen
Skinner.
Riley Williams a lot. Mm-hmm. So coming, if you're, I'm going to give each one of you one of the coordinators. Melissa, I'm going to make you Guidry. Will, I'll make you Dawson. What adjustments are you making in halftime coming out to change and close this thing out? Because this is what it is. Let's take care of business. Let's get Emery and the guys in there in the fourth quarter. What adjustments are you making at halftime? I'll start with Melissa.
I love that you gave me defense.
I gave you defense.
I love it. I want to see more blitzing, honestly. Our coverage needs to tighten up a little bit. I know people have been slipping a little bit on the field because it's wet, but Temple's playing on the same field. I would love to see us. We're this close to getting to EJ Warner. Bring an extra guy. I would love to see more blitzing. We're stopping the run. They're gonna have to throw, especially because they're down. Blitz, 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 and more blitz. Oh, my boy Ben, what up?
Real quick,
Ben, I want to know what you think of my snacks.
She brought Dunkaroos.
Let's go.
I think I got beat. So, Coach, the defensive coordinator, Hoodie Girl, says we're blitzing, we're bringing more pressure, maybe bring an extra safety or something. I want to see that too. I want to get after him. I want to get after him in that offense.
Close.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think they can handle our speed off the edge either. So I'd like to see us do that a little bit more. All right, Dawson, what are we doing coming out of the half?
I'm ignoring my mom. She's calling me right now.
I want to stay balanced. The running game is really working. We're basically beating them up, but I just want to end it. I want to go vertical. I agree with Hoodie Girl, in terms of just, going deep, in terms of like enough of the bubble screens, because they figured it out. They're playing a little bit close to the line. Just use that to our advantage. And like we did with Jacoby George, just go deep. Let, Kobe Young eat, let Restrepo, put him more in space, and just basically just blow them out of their own building, and bring in Emory Williams in the fourth quarter, bring in Chris Johnson in the fourth quarter, and just have your Cafecito on the sidelines and go back to Miami and get ready and have the bye week and get ready for Georgia Tech. Basically, bombs away. That's what I want to see.
I disagree with that last comment about us playing with Temple. The comment you had before there about us playing with Temple, we're taking care of business. They got one touchdown.
I was gonna say before that last drive, I don't think they were anywhere near in this football game.
We've scored on every possession, have we not? No, we did punt once, didn't we?
We punted.
We punted once.
We have literally controlled this football game. That first drive was just Dawson being disrespectful. That was just like, I'm going to toy with you, and I'm going to construct a 14, play drive.
And where are Louisville and Duke playing, and who are they playing against? What's the weather like? The wind is ripping on that field, and it's wet.
Yeah, it's actually so bad that you have to court couch holding the ball. You actually have to court couch holding the ball, so that's how much wind there is right now.
If I'm gonna be honest, if I have adjustments, it's really not on the offensive side. It's Dawson, keep doing what you're doing. On the defensive side, it's not even adjustments. It's just get home. We're almost there. Get home and just stay disciplined. Like, just don't lose the discipline. I know it's Temple, but don't lose your discipline. Play like it is Clemson. Put them away, and then let's get the pads off in the third quarter, and take TikTok videos and whatever the kids do nowadays when they're up.
I gotta go back and watch Coop's halftime stream, because he plays Bean Boozled during his halftime streams, where he eats those jelly beans that could either be good or bad.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
You have
to donate in order to get him to do it. And he made it a high donation because he didn't think anyone would do it. And like last week, he ended up having to eat like 6 beans.
Why did he do that? He knew someone was going to do that.
So funny.
So about to kick off real quick. We'll let everyone know where they can find you: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever chats.
All right, perfect. All right, so ladies, thank you so much again, CB, for having me on. I'm very happy. And I'm happy also to collaborate with you as well, Hoodie Girl. I mean, I've seen your stuff on Locked On Canes, and I think you know your stuff, and you're phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You.
Thank you, Hoodie Girl. Thank you. You gotta tell me that story one day about how you got kicked out of a basketball game. I did see that, so you gotta share that story with me one day. You can find me on 305 Sports Now on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, as well, and also Facebook. So just follow me. I'll follow you right back as well. And please do not forget to hit like and subscribe over on YouTube as well.
Do it. Love his channel, by the way. It is, and so he does this thing that I love too. He does flip watches for all you guys that cover recruiting. So he keeps it spicy and lets you know who not necessarily who's flipping tomorrow, but who the temperature is being raised up on.
I got a surprise tomorrow, by the way. I got a surprise tomorrow.
We got a new one dropping soon.
Yes, and I'm not saying who it is until tomorrow morning. We got a new one dropping tomorrow.
Where can they find you, Melissa?
You can find me at the Cooler MLB on Twitter. I'm on IG as well, but I keep that private. So you can request a follow, and if I see Canes in your profile, I'll follow you back. I post more personal stuff on my IG, so it's different. But you can catch me on the Buckets Pod on 6 String Canes. We're on next Wednesday at 7. Usually on Wednesdays or Thursdays, but we'll be on a lot once basketball season starts. And definitely go check out our pod from this past Wednesday, breaking down our 3 newest commits, including Jaleel Bethea, the highest ranked recruit to ever commit to Canes hoops. And we got some good guests coming up, so keep an eye out.
Best hoops pod in the game. I don't care who you are on Twitter. If you're a basketball fan of college football, period, you need to be following Melissa. I'm telling you, like, her and Dano resurrected my fandom for basketball. They had me at the Final Four last year.
Well, I hadn't been to a college basketball game ever. I called the Final Four appearance in February on his pod. So as soon as we clinched, I was messaging him like, hey, now you got to have me back on the pod. And then Dano united me and CB, and so the 3 of us,
the Avengers were born.
Do our Avengers thing every month, which is one of the highlights of my month. I love
literally
chit-chatting with
is
you
like
guys,
the most
so.
fun recording I get to do.
It's so much fun, especially watching the Zaquan Patterson commitment together right before we went live.
Y'all.
That was the best.
I'll make this quick so everyone can get back to the game. But we were all three just kind of hanging out because we were about to do a show, and Zaquan's, committing, and we're all just kind of sitting there quiet, and I'm sitting where I am now. So off to my left, it's empty, and then it goes to my kitchen. And when he committed, I not only screamed, but I flew that way.
I think he jumped out the roof.
I can break a lot of stuff behind me, so I didn't want to from the excitement. So from them, I'm sure it just looked like Speedy Gonzalez jetting out, and then I screamed for like 2 minutes.
I couldn't do that because I'm kind of enclosed where I podcast from, but I jumped up. But
I have to give myself an outlane.
I can imagine, man. That was such a huge get for the Canes, especially since people were saying he was trending to Florida State. So I mean,
literally
exactly.
The night before.
But you know what?
We were all like, well, he's gone.
But it's like we always say on our shows, you could always crystal ball, you could always suggest, you never know what a kid's thinking. You never know, and then of course this happens. So you can all prognosticate and say, but you never know what a kid's thinking until it actually happens. And you talked about it before, kids change their minds all the time. I should know, as well. So
you definitely should know. And to that, check out his next video on the possible flip watch. You're definitely you're definitely going to want to watch that. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out.
Thanks for having me, CB.
You're two of my bestest friends. I love you guys so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so
much. Thank you to everyone that hung out. Go follow them right now. If you're not, you're doing yourself a disservice. Like, share the video. I always forget to say that because I'm terrible at YouTube. I'm sorry to all the people that are good at YouTube. I'm trying to get better at it. Like, share, subscribe. Go follow my friends and go Canes.
Go Canes.
We
Later,
out.
y'all.
All right, thank you.